Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new One Piece manga 693 prediction. And I'm not going to give a total recap of the One Piece chapter this week, only because I know a lot of you guys have already read the chapter since the chapter's been out for a few days now. So I'm just going to go ahead and, of course, share my thoughts as what I liked in the chapter, what I didn't, and what I thought of the chapter overall, of course, and kind of give somewhat of my thoughts as what I think is going to happen next week, of course. Now, this week's new chapter, One Piece, probably to me, I straight up love the color page. I mean, the color page wasn't anything like really significant or anything like that, but at the same time, I think Ishida Oda does really nice color pages. A lot of detail in there. Has all the straw hats in there usually at the same time. Doing some kind of thing, and I think that the way they are, I feel as though they look pretty unique in terms of when I look at other manga series as far as how their color pages are usually. And I think that Ishida Oda does puts in a lot of work as far as his color pages go. So I gotta put a thumbs up for that. But honestly, the chapter overall, I didn't care for it too much, but I don't think that made it a bad chapter whatsoever. I think the chapter was really good in terms of the content was in it. A lot of it that we actually needed to see. A lot of it needed to be said, such as of course Caesar Clown's defeat. Obviously needs to happen. I mean, how can you get past this arc if the villain isn't defeated? And honestly, I kind of didn't like Caesar Clown. Caesar Clown to me had that Hodie-ish feel. I know a lot of you guys probably may disagree with me with that, but even though he did some pretty dangerous stuff, I guess you could say, he actually, took in all these kids and, he produced Sad, which is a pretty big crucial thing as far as New World is concerned. We see that Doflamingo really cares about the whole Sad project. At the same time, it's I felt as though I wish he would have been a little bit more threatening. Actually him himself, actually felt like a much bigger threat. Because Luffy in this week's chapter just pretty much one shot him easy. I mean, the fight, even when he Caesar Clown beefed up his own strength, still wasn't even close to beating Luffy. And I just expected a lot more from him. I expected to see a little bit more. And, he's more. I can tell he's more or less just a stepping stone to get to Doflamingo because I'm Doflamingo obviously is going to have to be the real challenge because we still this is our first arc inside of New World. So I mean, we still haven't seen of course a lot of different things as far as New World is concerned. And I don't know, he just doesn't I almost feel like Caesar Clown just I don't know, again, he felt like Hody, just straight up. To me, he felt like Hody in terms of the villainous feel. He felt like a joke, straight up like a clown. I don't know, I just didn't like him. But I mean, I would say the middle part of the chapter, obviously, I mean that was pretty crucial. I mean, you see Luffy after one shotting him with Gumu Gumu, I think no Grizzly Magnum or something like that. I know that Maw's wondering what happened to Caesar Clown. Luffy's just kind of brushing it all off, oh, well, he pissed me off, so I had to one shot him. And I'm like, it's kind of funny because Law's all pissed off because they're supposed to have this alliance and have this whole plan to capture Caesar Clown, which I'm still kind of wondering why exactly they need to capture him and why not just finish him off or anything like that. But he has this whole thing about capturing Caesar Clown, for the whole Emperor plan. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and do it myself then. And I don't know. I wonder as far as who's actually going to get a hold of Caesar Clown because as we see later on in the chapter, we see Caesar Clown, a couple of Caesar Clown's people, not Caesar Clowns, but Doflamingo's people, Baby Five and Buffalo, which I don't remember seeing Buffalo before. We saw Baby Five earlier on in this arc, but Baby Five and Buffalo, obviously they're flying over. Baby Five has this devil fruit power, I guess, that allows for him to turn his body and spin his body in any kind of way. So he's kind of flying like a helicopter, and uh, Baby Five can use different weapons or whatever. So Buffalo can spin, Baby Five can use weapons, and of course, we see them. They spot Caesar Clowns landing on a Navy ship, and of course they end up going. They're getting ready to try to go ahead and retrieve Caesar Clown, but at the end we see Franky. So I don't know if maybe this is gonna be a pretty big fight between Franky and maybe Baby Five and Buffalo because Franky hasn't really had too much screen time as far as this arc goes, and we see he's already in the General Franky using that. So I'm pretty excited to see, a fight between these two, especially since it seems like Baby Five, her devil fruit power is involved with weapons. And we all know Franky's pretty much, a human weapon, being a cyborg and all. So, I mean, hopefully there's a pretty good fight between them. Early in the chapter, of course, you had the whole stuff with Kinemon. And we know Kinemon, of course, with his powers, whatever, but he ended up somehow still getting covered with the whole smog that covered the island. So he ended up turning into that I guess you could say turning into ash. And I'm kind of wondering how like they're gonna end up fixing him because I don't think this is his end. Obviously, I think they're gonna find a way to fix him. Maybe Chopper will figure it out somehow. Like okay, cure Kinemon, get him out of that. Because I don't think he's quite dead exactly. But I'm kind of wondering, will he join the Straw Hats? Like, do you guys think he will join the Straw Hats? Because I don't know. Now I used to think that, but now I'm kind of getting that VV feel from him. Like he's not really going to join the Straw Hats. Like, I think it would be cool. I would like it if he does, but I think now the chances are kind of feeling a bit slim that he will join the Straw Hats. But I would say like overall, yeah, the chapter was like a good chapter. I mean, everything in there needed to happen with the whole stuff dealing with. Of course, Luffy had to beat Caesar Clown. You had the middle part dealing with all the other random stuff of them trying to escape, them finding the big carrier or whatever to be able to hide in that to be able to escape the island. And of course the sad's already been destroyed or whatever. Caesar Clown was the only one who could produce the sad. So now we know Doflamingo, he's trying to get a hold of Caesar Clown. That's why he sent Baby Five and Buffalo. So I'm looking forward to this particular ending right here. Obviously now, like it's seeming like it's going to lead more into Luffy and them end up fighting against Doflamingo and his entire posse. So I'm looking forward to next arc mainly for that because I've been wanting to see what Doflamingo could do for a long time, and Doflamingo obviously is going to be able to bring his A game to the table. I don't get the Caesar Clown kind of feeling from him, obviously, since he's a warlord like a Shichibukai, and on top of that, he's real deal as far as New World goes. So I mean, I want to see epic fight between him and Luffy. I mean, it has to be, and not only that, but I also want to see a little bit of I guess you could say like I kind of want to get past that arc, maybe not too fast because he was anticipated for a while, but I can't wait to see Luffy actually fight against the Emperor. But next week's chapter of One Piece should be pretty good. I do think maybe there'll be a fight between Baby Five and General Franky, or Franky, I guess you could just say, since it's Franky inside the General Franky. But expect pretty much high expectations from Ichiro the next week. I expect it to just be awesome chapter because this is the ending of Punk Hazard, so this is going to be what starts to carry us over into the next arc. This is kind of like the setup, and I think Oda's transitions into other arcs usually are pretty good. I mean, I think the transition from Fishman Island all the way into Punk Hazard was pretty good. My only main issue sometimes with the arcs is usually I feel like they drag out a little bit too long personally. I mean, I know everybody's got their own opinion, so I hope that you guys do respect that I feel a certain way and you may feel a little different. But anyway, great chapter overall. Please don't forget to rate this video. So if you like this video, please don't forget to put a thumbs up. If you didn't, then you can put a thumbs down. The choice is yours, guys. Also, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like my content and you would like to see more. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you.